men ik afzonder. Wel, man, heb ze dat riech mich bin mehr. Ja, es wird ein nicht schwer. Let go. I just wanna vanish, be the blank canvas. Young white cloth for the brain damage. I just wanna vanish, no one understands this. I just wanna vanish, I just wanna vanish.
I just wanna go missing, cause y'all niggas ain't really listening. Third eye, but y'all hate on my vision. Killing shit and I'm so consistent. Real spitting, I'm so insistent. I guess it don't make no difference unless you can't go the distance. You see fame comes at an instant. It can be somewhat hard to deal with. So we take drugs till we can't feel shit. Fuck hoes, get drugs, stay real lit. Jump right on the mic and get ill with it. All on your neck, we ain't letting up. We know you bitch niggas scared of us. Just getting started, we revving up. Warm my engine up. Keep that HK on the top. Rockstar nigga, fuck different sluts. Blockstar nigga wanna stack the bucks. Monster nigga wanna light you up. I just wanna vanish. My side chick is Spanish. 21 killers with me. All them niggas savage. Your team looking shitty. We got the advantage. Feel the hate in your stairs. We know that you can't stand us. Y'all just mad cause y'all ain't us. Tryna con the fam, you ain't gangus. They don't know who you are, y'all strangers. All over the world, we famous. But
I just wanna vanish, be the blank canvas. Young white cloth for the brain damage. I just wanna vanish. No one understands this. I just wanna vanish. I just wanna vanish. Walking through the dark, I don't fall apart. Scavenging my bones, you won't find a heart. I am just remains, memory to fade. Hope that they remember me when looking at the stains. Moving through the streets, look like I ain't got no legs. Ouija move on energy and levitate on faith. Everything is clear to me, we are human ways. People can be saved, but for some that ain't the case. I'm within the upside down, what goes up it must come down. As you travel through the smoke with me, write all your feelings down. Send them to me in a message, we will figure this place out. We all need our own way out, I'm practicing my vanish now. Let me rot, blood clot, I'm not talking just to talk. I'm not saying this to say this, leave these scrolls along my block. Van Patten in that Sherwood down the street where they shop pop. It's the memoirs of the lost, music gutter, water drops. Hey, I just wanna vanish, be the blank canvas. Young white cloth for the brain damage. I just wanna vanish, no one understands this. I just wanna vanish, I just wanna vanish. I just wanna disappear, evaporate. Fog in the wilderness, dissipate. I will become crystal clear in the lake. Free my ashes from the cliff by the lake. I just wanna vanish, be the blank canvas. Young white cloth for the brain damage. I just wanna vanish, no one understands this. I just wanna vanish, I just wanna vanish.
Lazy and crazy. Devin Rowe with the
Wasteland
airhead.
warriors. Hatchet's gonna attack. Hatchet's swing these hatchets. Hatchet attack. Hatchet attack. That shit they own ain't hit enough. Blow your wig back. Push your wig back. They talk big shit, don't do enough. Hatchet attack. Hatchet attack. That shit they own ain't hit enough. Blow your wig back. Push your wig back. They talk big shit, don't do enough. I got the wasteland walking with me. Walking with me, y'all. Juggalo, shut down your property. Shut it down. This is a ghetto monopoly. Taking that this is a thuggalo spelling bee. Spelling shit W-I okay. C-C-E-D. That's right. S-H-I-T. Lives inside me. I got it. W-I C-C-E-D. S-H-I-T. Spell it. Belong to we. We are walking with the wasteland warriors. Where we from to see the top, you need binoculars. All them bitches and the money wouldn't talk to us. Now they shutting down that motherfucking spot for us. When people gone, they about to open up that spot for us. And then they
Motherfuckers, this is weed. Either way, you'll have to see how much crazier I can be. I'm just gonna shut you down, because either way, you're a bitch ass fucking clown. You're just about to get fucking slaughtered. Either way, it's about to get so motherfucking hard to try to get through me. Because who knows what I might motherfucking pull, G.
calling me a faggot, popping with the ratchet, chopping with the hatchet, drop 'em in the casket, hatchet gon' attack it, hatchet attack, that shit they own ain't hit enough. Blow your wig back, push your You're not walking with the wasteland warriors. Where we from to see the top, you need binoculars. All them bitches and the money wouldn't talk to us. Now they shutting down that
Don't. What the fuck, let's just go. Either way, I'll this motherfucking show. Yo, bitch ass, what the fuck's up? Either way, I'm gonna show you some bitch as shit. Motherfucking fuck. Sits there, motherfucking whines about how much fucking time we'll sit here and just roast your bitch ass to blow your mind. Don't.
Devereaux.
What floor are we on? On the elevator with the cash.
Mm.
On the elevator with the cash. On the elevator with the cash. On the elevator with the cash. Everybody trying to do the math. How much guala do we have? How much guala do we have? How much guala do we have? On the elevator with the cash. 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 Everybody trying to do the math. How much guala do we have? How much guala do we have? On the elevator with the cash. Tesla, I'm driving, don't crash. I cannot work out the dash. Money stack look like a manual. I'm about to read up on that. I just got money like that. How much money do we have? I just got money like that. How much money do we have? Violent J just hit my line and told me that my pain is ready. Where them motherfuckers talking down and always hating heavy.
That motherfucker, let's just motherfucking rhyme. Either way, I'll show you how to fucking open up your mind. Just take a motherfucking little bit of my shirt. Goddamn fucking shit, dude.
Terminal 17. Shawty pull up with that. Chopper that got the beam. My phone was blowing up. Places I gotta be. Suckers is watching me. Don't try to talk to me. Look like a felony. Let's go. On the elevator going up. No, we got the money going up. If you got a hatch, throw it up. If you got a hatch, throw it up. Hatchet boys know we're going up. No, we got the money going up. On the elevator going up. No, we got the money going up.
Don't.
On the first floor, his body outside in the dirt though. He was talking shit, but now he hurt though. Got a little rain goop on my shirt though. Thuggalos putting in the work, ho. No, you ain't fucking with a schizo. No, we fuck it up like an info with a dildo, counting to the 25th floor. Get dough. Going now. Going now. Going now. And we going now.
What up? At least you're still streaming?
And we going now. On the elevator with the cash.
Alright.
Elevator with the cash.
Where the fuck did this story's come from?
On the elevator with the cash. Everybody trying to do the math. How much guala do we have? How much guala do we have?
What are you up to?
How much guala do we have?
What a motherfucking cheetah. Either way, you better not be fucking goddamn Hita.
Cash. On the elevator with the cash.
Yeah, I saw you in there earlier. I dropped a like.
How much guala do we have? How much guala do we have? On the elevator with the cash. On the elevator going up. No, we got the money going up. If you got a hatch, throw it up. If you got a hatch, throw it up. Hatch your boys know we going
Yeah, I'm just.
No, we got the money going up. On the elevator going up.
I don't know why.
Money going up.
But yeah, I've been fucking trolling fucking Cringe.
We got the money going up.
Just having a podcast. I was like, God damn, Cringe is making her own simp army. Because there's like a whole bunch of new people in there. I think I recognize Scrambles and then like one other person. So I'm sitting there like trolling her. And she's sitting there like saying like, get him to get this other fool to shoot the fucking screen. Well then from there she's sitting there getting pissed off at fucking Benzie for making fucking Smith fucking jokes. And she's sitting there saying, like, get him to shoot his screen, get him to, literally reference to fucking Smith. So I was like, what the fuck? You know, you get mad at fucking people for making jokes, but you're making one? Yeah. So then from there, I've been talking shit to her in her chat. And she'll sit there and just laugh at each thing I say pretty much, because she knows that pretty much I'll talk as much hella shit. So she's sitting there talking. This is the dude that she was like telling him, get him to shoot the screen, get him, because he came onto the podcast.
It's just how she is.
No, I'm just saying albino is way less than a fucking dude. Way less than a trainee. Somebody's implying that I'm a man transforming as a woman. That's a lot more hurtful than albino. Oh, I'm light skinned? Oh no!
Oh yeah, I called her a trainee.
That should only give me more clout in this community, considering everybody's
technically,
a
I
fucking
control.
racist.
I'm not racist.
I fucking
Me neither.
pretty much was
Lazy cheetah.
Her son came on. She was like, "What the fuck? Can turn into a man?"
I took him outside today. He was running
joy.
around the yard with me. I was super happy. That's when I was laying on the lawn chair and shit. Just tear around
Like
my
you
yard.
saying, like good time to
don't make him too comfortable. Or else he's gonna be
crackheads, all
like,
this other shit. And I was like, "What? You buying?"
Like,
No,
It was like so
my
trolling
old
him.
cat used to fucking
Like,
go
oh yeah, good
outside
times. The only thing you're
all
good
the
for is
time,
fucking
and
and
loved
fucking
it.
said some
Stony
fucked up
Boy,
shit.
what the fuck? You used to call him. You had another name.
Stony Boy, Boyo, Stony Boy, Boyo.
Boyo, yeah, Boyo.
No, I used to let him
That's
out.
not a fucking boy.
No, this one's not. I'm talking about my old cat that
No, we're
died.
talking about the old kitty.
Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, I found it dead in a barn. Are you happy, fuckface?
Wait, you found Boyo?
Yeah, it just laid down. I went to sleep and didn't wake up. It was
I thought he just.
it was sick of getting old. If I knew it was coming.
Yeah, that's what they do. They go and hide and die.
Yeah, it was kind of. It was so sad. I loved the hell out of that cat.
Poor Boyo.
Well, he had a good.
My
He had a good
pedophile
life. He had a good
neighbor
life.
moved out and just abandoned one of his cats here.
What?
Yes,
Boy, it was almost
My
as old as
pedophile neighbor moved out, which I was grateful for.
I think my leash is still streaming.
I just came out of IKEA. You won't see me put my feet up. No. Too many rappers to eat up. Too busy fucking the street up. What will you do when the devil is itching? Death and your enemies paying attention. Run for the fence and just take on the tension. I put the entrails right where they trail in. What will you do when it goes down? Where will you stand in the last round? What have you done when the time's out? What do you see when the lights out? What do you see? Explain what you see to me. When the lights out. What do you see? Explain what you see to me. When the lights out. What do you see? Explain what you see to me. When the lights out. What do you see? Tell me what you see. When the lights out. When the lights go wild, I become a better get light. Click clack, put a get bitch back. When the diamonds on a piggy shining like a mini mag light. Who the fuck am I supposed to be running from? I'm a bad guy. This is not a movie or a comic book. When the lights go out around here, someone's about to fall, or they about to break in someone's house, cut the power plugs, look in every room for other people round them up, take their money and they vagabonds. When my eyes are closed, I'ma try to doze off. Use a guy I'm coked off with a hole from a show till I get down on the floor, sucker like a super eye robot. That's a big goal. You can make a lot of money, suck a dick, bitch. Your mouth is like a bank vault, but your face is like a pit bull. Nigga spirit gets better after cutting off the light bulb, staring at the inside of my eyeballs. I see God represent my Uncle Mark. Took a bomb things. Wait, there's a phase. Whoa, what is that? A sex slave? Looking like Scarlett Johansson and juggle lead pain. Maybe dreaming cause I stream a lot of Ouija. Hear a lot of whoop whoops. Family is free code. Whistle green dreadlocks getting DP, then a tent squirting like a switch of kiwi when the lights go wild. Yeah. When it goes down, where will you stand?
Lunch.
What have you done when the time's out? What do you see when the lights out? What do you see? Explain what you see to me. When the lights out. What do you see? Explain what you see to me. When the lights out. What do you see? Explain what you see to me. When the lights out. What do you see? Tell me what you see. When the lights out.
I fucking love the way you put it down.
I put it down, bitch. I put it down. Shawty tuned it up, ay, then she tuned it down. I put it down, bitch. I put it down. Shawty tuned it up, ay, then she tuned it down. She a bust down girl, so she bust it down. I'ma put it down, boy, so I put it down. I put it down, bitch. I put it down. Shawty tuned it up, ay, then she tuned it down. Let's go. Lately I've been feeling they don't want the Mac around. You know cousin Ouija got that motherfucking sound. Stupid cause they know my ass gon' always be around. They hate what they can't change. The struggle of lame brains. I came up off the cracks up on that motherfucking.
Alright, motherfucker, let's go. Either way, shout out to the motherfucking homie Lazy Cheetah, yo. Either way, let's keep blowing. Either way, we're just about to blow your motherfucking mind. Either way, with your goddamn dope ass fucking line. Like a motherfucking goddamn coke or it's a motherfucking goddamn DMT. But either way, I'm gonna show that we're still all part of the fucking same team. Get the motherfucking shit done. Goddamn. Who gives a fuck what I do, son?
Shit is crazy, man. Fuck. So many people told me to quit, told me to give up, but I put it down. You know? Blessings on my line, so I can't never sleep now. Check on all my brothers, who gon' check on me now? Back in school, the teachers hated me. I was the class clown. What I do? Drop out. What I do? Put it down. Used to be on hella drugs. I had to put that shit down. Not being on drugs feels like a drug now. My baby's counting on me, bitch. I gotta put it down. Got my brothers jugging for me. I can't let none of them down. People tried to give me handouts, couldn't put my work down. I just hope they understand and everything works out. I can't let my mama down. I just finally made her proud. People plotting on me not stop, but I cannot stop. No bitch, I put it down. Bitch, I put it down. Shawty tuned it up. Ay, then she tuned it down. I put it down. Bitch, I put it down. Shawty tuned it up. Ay, then she tuned it down. I put it down. And that's how a juggalo put that shit down, bitch. If you hating on me, you need to put that shit down, bitch. Put it the fuck down. Picked up the wrong one, boy. You better put that shit down. What I do, drop out. What I do, put it down.
Reach. Now shout out to the motherfucking whoever's here. Either way, don't motherfucking. Whoever's here, don't be a motherfucking goddamn piece of shit. Either way, let's just keep it legit and try to motherfucking go. Either way, I'm just gonna try to bust the flow. Try to keep it all in the goddamn mind. Either way, I'm about to blow your fucking goddamn mind with some sick ass lines. Who knows what I'm about to do besides say fuck you. You're all motherfucking sad ass Jews. I don't know. Oh, go ahead, pass out.
ass bitch.
Download water damage today. If you are going to burn in hell, you might as well drink this water.
So this guy's
Brainwashed.
going, show us your most expensive thing.
Imagine being more fucking brainwashed that expensive material possessions fucking matter. Do you have a Supreme shirt? Do you have a Supreme
He
shirt?
doesn't have any kids,
By the
so
way,
he can
you fucking
obviously.
faggot.
No, I'm not.
I wish I
about
did
that
too,
in
but
the
I have
I'm gonna
kids.
get pregnant and bounce
You
out.
fucking
and scream
retard
again.
fucking faggot. Purple shirt, hoarder, fucking living in mommy's basement, asking people what their most expensive material possession is. You're a fucking faggot, dude.
You know what though?
You
The
gauge
thing
people
is,
based on their fucking monetary income.
the thing
You're a
is,
cunt. You're a loser and a
I can
cunt.
answer the question. I have a 2004 Chevy Blazer that's worth maybe $4,000.
Lazy
I have
cheater.
like 2014.
Because
Tell
you didn't
me.
at least answer that question.
I don't care. I
Cool.
don't give a shit what
Nobody
people
wants to answer your questions pressing poverty.
So
people.
here,
When
no,
you
but
live
here's
with
the
your
thing
mom
is like
and
you're gonna ask
able
everybody
to afford
else.
fucking good shit. You
You're
fucking
gonna ask,
faggot.
but why are you gonna
That
ask
must
everybody
be
else
nice.
about their expensive
I
shit?
live
and
in
not even
mommy's
say anything
basement.
about you.
I
though?
have no
Sure.
rent or responsibility, so I can buy really cool shit, guys. Hey, online
yeah.
guys, I
Yeah,
can buy
you know-
really cool shit because I live with my mommy in her basement.
My mommy
I
still
have
likes
no
me
bills.
unlike your fucking mommy,
have
dude.
no
How about this? You know what? I'll debunk this
What's
shit
your
right
most
now.
expensive
If you
possession?
listen, cringe. If you don't live with your parents, then
Fucking
scream as
faggot
loud
with a
as you
balding
possibly
hairline.
can at the
Get
top
hair
of your
plugs then, you fucking
I'm a
faggot.
balding hairline.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
you are
I
a
don't,
balding
I don't respect anybody that lives with their parents.
You sound like every other fucking person.
If you live with if you don't live
You're
with
a
your
fucking
parents,
dumb
then scream.
faggot with no personality. So nobody's gonna want to fucking
shit.
fuck you after you're
I ain't got
bald,
no
by the way.
personality. I bet I
Are you
make you
saying
fucking
nobody's gonna
wait
fuck
if
me,
you fucking
Corinne?
showed your fucking face.
Guys are all
I
So
would
most expensive thing
100%
is a pocket
fuck good
pussy that
times
was passed
for
down.
you.
I don't give
100%.
a fuck who you fuck, dude. If I seen you fucking
Okay,
face
I'm
and
just
drop
saying.
your
Down
fucking
from his
panties,
older
shut the fuck up.
What?
Uh,
What the fuck?
understand
Are
your
you
place
trying to say
in
she
the
just
world,
fucked
buddy.
everybody, dude? What's going on?
Understand
I'm
your
literally
world.
saying
Lord,
if she
Father.
fucking had
Understand
someone
your
that
place
didn't
in the
act
world,
the
buddy.
way that every other fucking person acts, she'd drop her fucking panties in a fucking heartbeat, just like every other fucking person that I've ever fucking come across.
Yeah, right.
Everybody.
I think it would be the other way around.
Dude,
I
you
think
look
if
like
she
a
ever got a
fucking
chance
queer.
on
Look
this
at your
albino,
shoulders,
he'd
dude.
just
You look
fucking rule
weak.
it out real
You
hard.
look like you would get fucking blown away in the wind. You look like you're probably like 5'7". You're probably like 5'7". Your shoulders, they look like you know who Cyrax is? You have like
Look at
Cyrax
your
shoulders.
thin little fucking wrist,
I
dude. You
have
have
narrow
thinner
shoulders
wrists than me.
too. I have narrow
Calling
shoulders.
me an albino, you fucking thin wrist little
No,
bitch.
I think you have bad posture.
Fucking
I think this guy just
I have scoliosis.
And
I got
wrist, that
scoliosis.
doesn't make any fucking sense.
Look
You're
at your
wider
thin
than a
wrist, little
goddamn
faggoty
ghost. Shut the
bitch.
fuck up.
I know you're such a player,
It's
but
a hard
for
knock life.
today all you've done is
It's a
sit
hard
on
knock
fuck.
life for pussy fucking puppy.
You're such a player, though.
Suck. Imagine like having your own house, dude. Without your mom,
Imagine.
the like
Imagine.
threat of your mom walking in when
If you
you're
don't live with your parents, then
Imagine
scream.
Imagine living alone. Imagine
Scream at the
living
top of your
alone
lungs,
where you didn't have to
faggot.
worry about your mom walking in when you jerk off.
I love living alone. I live in the country too. I can scream in my house. No, my neighbors are gonna
He
complain. about
Wardar cannot scream right now. If he screams, his
can't.
parents are gonna doom
He
doom
can't.
doom
His
doom
mom's gonna fucking
downstairs.
call the cops.
Oh,
Say-
yeah. My mom's
Scream
gonna
the hard
Scream.
R real loud. Wart dom. Scream the hard R real loud. Pussy puppy.
Are
That's
you
mommy.
treating me like my name is fucking Tone? Shut the fuck up, you albino dumb son of a fucking bitch.
Why do you think she's albino?
Look at her, dude. She looks whiter.
faggot. So
Knock,
next
knock.
time,
There
when
we
you're
go.
trying to talk about somebody and call them an albino, could you have more to offer than living in your mommy's fucking basement, faggot? It sucks to fucking suck. It sucks to suck. I mean,
You know what, though,
the other
Prince?
people that I hang out with online, they have entertainment value. You know, they're like entertaining personalities. They hold
Prince, you
their
could
own
be a
streams down.
commentator.
I
You could
tried
like,
my best.
you literally like, you can just like, you can go and go and go and go and just like, it's crazy. It's impressive. Like I would run out of things to say and just like stop talking and hit the bong or something. You can just you just have like a V8 mouth, fucking just never
I
stops
could
running.
never stop talking. You know, the thing that my mom said when I was fucking a little tiny baby is like, it was so fucking weird because she was like walking up to strangers and saying her ABCs when she was 9 months old. I'm like, no shit. Maybe I want to fucking talk to people, ass fuck. He does speak one word per minute because he lives in his fucking mommy's
Well, the
basement.
thing is
and he
that
has
like
nothing
you
to
just
offer and he's a little
ability.
faggot.
You don't even have to be good at roasting. You just like go so fast and like just never stop that like nobody can even say anything. Like I can't even say anything, and I'm not even the one getting the roast.
It is what it is. Everybody has their own skills. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But people want to talk shit, they should actually bring it with like actual facts. Because if you're just gonna fucking call me an albino and be a little faggot, you
So
have
if I call you an albino right now, are you gonna kick me?
no, because I won't. Because I am a fucking albino. I'm
Okay,
very pale.
why wasn't-
I get it. It's
No, she
not
was
a
kicking
fucking
him to
moral.
Well, you're not albino. You got black hair. Don't albinos have like fucking like ginger hair or some shit?
No, well, I think they have
very
like just
pale,
like
I
white
get
blonde
it.
hair.
Blonde hair.
I'm fine with it. It's not like it fucking offends me because I feel like I am pale.
Also,
and I get it.
albino
and, like,
people have no
what is
pigment in
that?
the eye.
Well, I got lucky. I have a permanent suntan, and I avoid the sun as much as I can.
Yeah, you're like basically a Native American at this point, redskin.
Well, no, when I was born, apparently when I was born, my skin was really red, and
You
so
can pass for a native.
all the nurses at the hospital called me the little Indian baby.
Why? Because you're red skin?
I don't know. Apparently, I was really red when I was born.
Yeah, albinos are basically like white
That's
bunny
usually a
rabbits.
sign of dysfunction of the liver. What?
Aren't you like
Yeah,
dying?
stop it. What?
Aren't
You
you
said-
dying?
I have to have surgery this month. I got a hernia where they removed a terminal.
No. Aren't you like actually dying though?
Well, we're all dying as soon as you turn 18 years old.
I
your
always heard
body
that
stops
you had
reproducing
cancer.
itself.
Do you have cancer?
Well, I had a tumor removed. I don't like to talk about it too much, but
I'm
I
asking
got
about it 'cause I don't
I
know
gotta
if
get
it's a
some
rumor or if
corrective
it's true.
surgery done this month. What?
I'm just asking about it because I didn't know, because a lot of people think that or say that, and I didn't know if it was fake. You could fucking say that it's not right here, and everybody would shut up. That's what I was asking.
I don't know if I'm gonna die.
stay on his own fucking
next
stream. I thought
month.
it was
I
real
don't
and
know.
everything.
I don't know if I can. I knew this chick that was a Twitch streamer.
Is that a Bengal cat?
She had cancer for like 10 years.
Oh,
before
my
she
cat's
died.
pregnant as fuck.
No, is it? It looks like one of the. Oh wait, I thought it was one of those like Bengal cats that actually looks like a tiger, like a mini tiger.
No, it
No,
looks
she's
like my
just
cat a little
happy.
bit.
She does.
It's great.
She's
It's a great
pregnant.
cat. So.
Look at my pregnant sausage. She's gonna have babies in like 2 weeks.
They'll get a little bit fatter than
And then
that.
I'm gonna turn into a kitten channel, and I'm gonna delete all my other fucking content. And I'm
Are
gonna
you gonna
pretend
sell
like
the
I'm a
babies?
normie.
You gonna sell them?
Yeah. Get everybody to fucking sub to my channel, and then as soon as the fucking babies grow up, I'm gonna fucking switch it back. They'd be like, "What the fuck is this nasty shit?" Fucking terrible. It's fine. My
Kitty
strategy.
cat.
Whatever I want. I'm gonna fucking record all the babies. It's not my fault this bitch got pregnant. It's fucking maintenance man's fault this fucking bitch got pregnant because he put a fucking shitty sliding door on the back that she could open herself.
I think a Frenchman got in your gut.
That's a smart calf. They can figure out how to open a sliding door.
She fucking whipped it open because she's a fucking badass. She's a genius. And this fucking faggot is a fucking dumb meth fucking faggot. But you know what? Guess what, everybody? Can we really celebrate the fact that my PDF file neighbor fucking moved out? Can we fucking celebrate the fact that my PDF file neighbor moved out? I think it's great. I think it's great.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I don't have neighbors. I hear Krista Marie talking all the time about how she thinks her neighbors are serial killers and shit. It gets old.
That's why we live in America.
Crystal Marie is a fucking dumb fucking little fragmented teeth fucking meth head bitch, just like LD. So you should not take her words seriously.
I know she's high. I know she's high. I just don't talk about it.
Entertaining, but still fucking like. She is one of those people that's like, you know.
I think she looks very Eastern European. Do you agree?
Yeah.
She looks like she's
Eastern
from like
European.
Yugoslavia.
For sure.
Well,
but I think that about
dark
Gucci's too. I think Gucci's is very European German woman looking.
You know, I'm half German.
She looks like a Russian bitch.
Both my grandmothers were German.
Wait, who?
Me.
Who looks like a Russian?
Crystal Marie looks like a Russian.
Agree.
No, I might maybe Ukrainian, but she doesn't actually look Ukrainian. She looks like, I don't know what she is. I don't know.
I actually liked Crystal Marie. I was an asshole to her at first, and then I came around to her because I thought, you know, she's not really that bad. She's pretty cool to chat. And then
she's irritating for my channel because she never shuts the fuck up.
I talked to her, and then she like turned on me in a fucking minute for no.
I've seen them. Motherfuckers, let's go. Either way, I'm just gonna bust a crazy ass fucking flow on top of this beat. Either way, it's gonna absolutely. Either way, we're just gonna go all crazy. Just like I motherfucking slaughtered you and your motherfucking baby. Podcast horse.
Chapter 17.
I'm motherfucking let's just go. Either way, I'm about to go to this motherfucking knife to show you motherfucking what color the blood is. Either way, it's I already did.
Everywhere I go to drop body. If not, I must be in the wrong party. This ain't fun for the duddies. This is money. Dad rig about to put the wax on. Feeling like Mr. Miyagi. The one that backed off at the party. Wax on, wax off for the dummies. Holla. Buddies in the hallway. Jump boy doing it the cash way. Out of dead body, bring the motherfucker my way. Wood chipper, rip him in the pate. I've been getting rid of bodies all day. Smell of the corpses is getting too strong. The acid dissolving is taking too long. I got the shipping, it's coming tomorrow. I got the bodies all over my lawn. Neighbors ain't tripping, they know what I'm on. Deep in my heart, I wonder if I'm wrong. All of the bodies tell me that I'm on. They get me now, helping me write this song. Call me up 1-800-BODIES. I'll be here to get rid of your bodies. Pilot dead bodies, I got the pilot dead bodies. I'm dropping bodies on bodies. I got the pilot dead bodies. All in the hallway and lobby. Fill up the closet with bodies. I'm dropping bodies on bodies. I got the pilot dead bodies. Hold up.
1-800-BODIES. That's great. I love the commercial. I seen it. It's nice. But this is Dan across the way. And listen, the bodies are smelling real bad. We gotta do something about these goddamn bodies all over the place.
Pilot dead bodies. I got the pilot
Don't
dead bodies. I'm dropping bodies on bodies. I got the pilot dead bodies. All in the hallway and lobby. Fill up the closet with bodies. I'm dropping bodies on bodies. I got the pilot dead bodies. Hold up. Bodies all over the street. Wrap them shits up in the sheet. Then bring them over to me. Humans are like a disease. I do not care if you eat. I do not care if you breathe. Come in my house, you won't leave. Turn you to corpses with ease. Ouija obliterate, he don't discriminate. You should have already known I don't give a shit. Filling my dinner plate up with your relatives. I do not hesitate. Other to heavyweight, the way I litigate and to intimidate. Why have you fuckers always trying to imitate? Stand up for back and just let the boy demonstrate. I am the one who gon' piss in your lemonade. Backyard full of dead bodies. This my job, this my passion, this my hobby. Yeah, my backyard full of dead bodies. Call me up 1-800-BODIES. I'll be here to get rid of your bodies. Pilot dead bodies, I got the pilot dead bodies. I'm dropping bodies on bodies. I got the pilot dead bodies. All in the hallway and lobby. Fill up the closet with bodies. I'm dropping bodies on bodies. I got the pilot dead bodies. Hold up.
Could you just call me back? Jesus Christ, I called you about 40 times now. And listen, maybe if I killed myself and I was a dead body, you might pick up the fucking phone, you sons of bitches. 1-800-BODIES. This customer service is bullshit, first of all. Second of all, the whole goddamn neighborhood stinks. Fucking bodies.
Proud of me, you should be proud of me. All of that Model 3, ain't no more flying economy. Wanna be, that way I wanna be. On that wrong side of my hatchet, not where you wanna be. You cross the line, just know that you won't get away with that. You writing checks, your ass can cash, you still gon' pay for that. I catch you slipping, homie, I don't need that K for that. 6-foot killer with that skateboard in the back. Swing that shit and leave your head cracked. Bad dad bitches wishing that they never said that. Oh, he got a little, but I wonder where the rest at. Don't care where your vest at. When we swinging, bitch, you get your head cracked. In this motherfucker, you can't help that. Hellcat, doing donuts, spin the hell and back. Dead, what's up talking shit? Better dead, head cracked. In this motherfucker, get your head cracked. Head cracked. In this motherfucker, you can't help that. Hellcat, doing donuts, spin the hell and back. Dead, what's up talking shit? Better dead, head cracked. In this motherfucker, get your head cracked. What's that? It's that flame pack. You can't touch that. Bust that. Bitch, I wish you would, cause I bust back. Crush that. Stinky Kelly up. Roll that blunt fat. Bust that. Pussy open, shorty know I love that. I have so much fun with that. Until I am done with that. Then I got to put her severed head up in my gunny sack. Baby girl not coming back. Where'd you hide the body at? Gave her to the killer with the skateboard in the back. Swing that shit and leave your skull cracked. Fuck that, thinking shit sweet, you get truck slapped. Shoulda never tried to flex that. Don't care where your vest at. When we swinging, bitch, you get your head cracked. In this motherfucker, you can't help that. Hellcat, doing Where the fuck were you when I was on the move? Saying you was down, but you know it ain't true. I was in the kitchen, ain't nobody come through. Y'all ain't help me cook, but now you wanna eat the stew. Hold up, bitch. I ain't got nothing for you, bitch. Nobody talking to you. I do what I wanna do. Now you do what they want you to do. You act like you crazy, but there ain't no voices talking to you. Don't know demons want you at night. There's nobody.
Stone Cold said, "Ayo, what's good?"
Chilling. Chilling. Trolling. Talking all the shit to fucking cringe in her chat. But it's sort of calmed down.
Stone Cold said, "Give her some for me."
You know what? Here's something funny. Remember how she was getting pissed off at Benzie shit? About the whole fucking how we're trolling about John Smith, shit like that, to where we're trolling John Smith being dead. We're trolling KZ with John Smith. Well, then from there, fucking, she's all fucking talking shit to this one dude in her chat, and then she brings him onto the fucking, her little panel she's having right now. And then starts being like, I have to go to the bathroom, but you guys should talk this guy into shooting his monitor. Making reference to John Smith. So I was like, what the fuck? You get pissed off people for doing that shit? Well, talking shit.
I get my check, I hold it up next to my friends and get annoyed, and he laughs cause I didn't make half of what he made. I worked every single day and his ass is unemployed. You say there's no jobs, you say there's no one hiring. Every time I open up my phone and go online, I see a lot of positions, but you just listen to the politicians telling you there's not. See, you don't even take the time to read. Don't lie to me, it's a fact. All these stupid politicians want to act like it's slim picking, and it's hard to get when it's so bad. But how come every business that I visit's always understaffed? May not be the job you want, may not be your dream career. You could do something in the meantime while you wait for things to clear. Hobby Lobby starting out at 17, buddy. You could get a job there instead of collecting free money.
Stone Cold
if you're my age
said,
and able, you don't need the
"Yep,
government's aid
two-faced,
to stay
just a little
stable.
head."
Leave it for people who really need
Yeah.
it. Piece of shit, go and get a fucking job to get paid and be grateful. You're not incapable, you're lazy as fuck. But at the same time, I don't really blame you. If they were handing it out and I had absolutely no pride, I would take it too. I mean, fuck it. I'm the real dumbass. I'm the one working hard. I'm still busting my ass. People I haven't seen in a minute come up to me and ask me if I'm still working. I say, yeah. And they're like, fuck that. Didn't you hear? They're giving this shit out for free now. And I'm like, how? And they're like, what do you mean how? You don't have to have a reason to get it. They barely notice. You just go online and apply and tell them you're scared of COVID. And just like that, you don't got a real job, but you still get paid. God, I feel robbed. I can't say that I never thought of doing it. I don't want to contribute to all this fucking foolishness and assist the government in creating this dependency. If you don't know what I'm saying, then just wait till the end and see. When everybody's free money gets cut off, you think they're gonna go straight to work again? Fuck off. Let me clear the air. I know a lot of people really felt the wrath of this. I'm not talking to you and I'm not knocking you, dude. I know some folks were in bad shape after this. Like, you got kids and a wife and you had a good job and the dividends were nice and you lost it all of a sudden over this fucking bullshit and you needed something just to keep you winning in this fight. I understand. We're all fucked in the end, though. So we might as well come together.
Good times. You should. You know, you've been on watching your little movie.
You're
kick.
full
You
of
should
shit,
watch
Joker.
Yeah.
I bet you fucking presented somebody else's pussy. You little fucking noob. Faggot.
What's that? What did you say, Q?
You've been watching movies recently?
Oh, I've been watching a lot of movies and TV shows. I'm getting bored with watching streamers.
You should rewatch Christine. I love that movie.
Oh, that's
Stone
a good
Cold
one. That's a good one.
said,
I just saw it for the
Because
first
I'm
time.
at
movies
my
are
brother's
less
place and
boring
the
than
Aussie Red Bull duo
streamers.
team was just practicing flying doing
well,
crazy stuff.
Right now, yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's well, I'm trying to
now,
fuck
I'd
yeah.
rather
245.
watch anything literally new than something that's fucking scripted that I've seen a million times. That is a weird logic, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but that would be that maybe like a year ago. But now shit's just boring. Like it's just the RV, like blah, blah. That's the same thing
You
over and over.
literally think
every day.
old
It's the
fucking
same thing every
boring
day.
movies.
I like old movies. I don't
Anything
watch
that
the
any
same ones.
streamer can do is better than a movie.
There's only a few. There's only a few movies that I've already seen before that I would go back and actually watch and still enjoy.
Well, I try
So
to
like, I
find.
don't just sit there and watch movies that I've already seen.
I try to find like a new movie that I haven't
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah, it's always better to find.
I don't rewatch the same movies over and over and over.
Yeah, me neither. Unless it's the Fast and the Furious, then I'll watch it a million times. But
Because you want to jerk off to Paul Walker.
I love the Fast and Furious. I grew up with that movie.
You cringe. Are you gonna? Fucking
He's a PDF though.
Get off the Paul Walker.
Paul Walker's
Walker's
a
a PDF?
Paul Walker was dating a 16-year-old. Yeah, he's a PDF.
Shut the fuck up.
Trust
Okay,
me, dude. When I was growing up, Paul
Sounds like
Walker,
fucking,
Paul Walker was my hero growing up before I knew about any of this. And then, yeah, you can look it up. Paul
So I was
Walker.
like Q45 looking like a fucking
I don't watch
Evo with
that.
that fucking hair.
I
It
believe
was
you.
a fucking
I
faggot. So I was like, faggot, you're the one looking like you're waiting to be picked up at a gay bar for one
DiCaprio is
drink.
getting roasted because apparently he'll date a woman until she's 25. As soon as she turns 25, he dumps her. And he's like fucking old now. So yeah, he literally gets a girlfriend that's young, and as soon as she turns 25, he automatically dumps her.
Celebrities are just weird people.
Well,
Celebrities are just weird fuckers. If you can make yourself cry on camera, you're a weird person.
Exactly. No, okay. If you're a woman, I don't think so. Because literally, when you have a baby, like if you ever go through fucking like hormonal shit, you can literally cry about anything. You can think about really sad things and just cry on cue.
That's what they teach
fucking
you.
ridiculous.
If you take acting classes, they teach you fucking
I don't take
how to.
Stone
No,
Cold
I'm saying I have.
said,
I have.
what ugly
They
bunch of
teach you-
cunts
they
face
teach
with
you
tears of joy.
to cry on camera if
Yeah.
you can't do it automatically, to think about like the saddest moment in your life and relive that.
That's because the people that are fucking goddamn actors are fucking. I don't hold beefs with people like that unless you actually have a reason.
Actually fun.
So I was like, look at this
I
fucking
fucking
soup
love
army.
traveling. If I could travel more, I would absolutely do it. I think the most
It's like
fulfilled
Cringe is fucking
I've been
stacking up her
lately
own
is when I
soup
was
army.
traveling and just seeing
Q45,
new scenery
fucking
and like
Mike Doyle,
watching the
Stone Cold
landscape change is really
said,
fucking badass.
ugly
When
in
you're
the
driving
inside
through
face
the
with
country
tears
and
of
just
joy.
watching, like,
Stone
it's
Cold
weird when you drive
said,
from north to south.
on Asterisk.
So I was like, look at that soup army she started to collect. She goes, fuck you. Cheers.
You fucking hold on to that hair while you got it, Q. You fucking dumb faggot.
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna fucking
can
pop
already
off, buddy.
tell. I can already tell you starting to go bald.
How am I going bald? This has been my
That
hairline
shit's gonna
forever.
drop off.
I'm
You're
fucking
gonna
with you, dude. I'm fucking with you.
No, it's not. It looks good.
The only it's whenever you start showering. Well, good times you probably know, but if you like shower and you have like clumps of hair coming out, then that's when you're like really losing it.
I ain't getting no faggy again. It's funny how she pressurizes everyone else to hop on stream. She knows I won't. Turn that down a bit.
civilians just trying to protect their families are the scary ones? You put more trust in a terrorist organization than you do in your own people. You don't care about this nation. Fuck you, that's from me. Fuck you, that's from them. Fuck you from everyone that's still stuck in Afghanistan. Fuck you from the men and women who died for this country. And fuck you for every time you lie to cover up something. You blame this on Trump. How the fuck is this even his fault? You're in charge now, not him. That's just your default. Whenever something goes wrong, you flip and say he did it. But whenever something goes right, you're quick to take the credit. You undid almost all of Trump's agreements by your second day. So why is this one of the only fucking things you left in place? No crosses to bear, no responsibilities, just chocolate chip to ease your mental instability. I would say the blood's on your hands, but that's a lie, cause you don't even know where the fuck you are half the time.
There you go.
They're following all the safety precautions. People are going to sporting events that are bigger than this. This is going to be safe. This is a sophisticated, vaccinated crowd.
See if they catch on this one.
About optics. It's not about
He's talking about bald, going bald. And he's like, women go bald different more than fuck it, or different than women. So it's like, Will Smith's wife would beg to differ.
Well, you probably followed every rule with all the activities you did that night. I mean, you probably kept 6 feet apart the whole time and you only took your mask off for pictures, right? I bet you did. I bet you took every precaution. I bet you stopped the party every 20 minutes just to check everybody's temperature often. I bet you did. I bet everybody had to show the proof of their vax, and if they didn't, then they had to go home because Obama would never approve of this crap. I bet all the servers and caterers had to wear gloves when they served you your fave dessert. I really hope that you paid them first because they were risking their lives celebrating your date of birth. You said that you scaled it back cause there's too much at stake. Yeah, I bet you scaled it back, cause y'all motherfuckers are a bunch of snakes. If I were to get a big group together, the media would put me through the shredder. I'd be responsible for everybody's death for the next 6 months, a super spreader. But Obama, don't be stupid, never. This event was sophisticated. This ain't no bean toss, beer chugging bullshit in the backyard listening to a playlist of country music. You dumb,
Lazy Cheetah
stupid, small little
said,
runts. We can party
G.I.
every
Jane
day,
2
well,
can't wait to see it.
Not even once, don't think about it. Matter of fact, it'd be better if you just didn't think at all. Now shut the fuck up and put your mask on before we have to get more deeply involved. We were outside, but under a tent. So technically that makes it inside, but it was still outside. You know what I meant, shut up. Whatever, you're never gonna hear this story from us. We'll just have Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo talk about Trump and how horrible he was. The media would take a dump in their britches if they caught wind that a Republican did this. And that just goes to show the double standards and the hypocrisies when it comes to this instance. Doesn't it just piss you off? What? They come and they cut your small business off. They grip their claws around and constrict till you ain't making shit. Then they tell you to suck it up and limp it off. Yes. Then they skip and hop into their private jets and fly to Barack's Island to thrive and rest, burning all that fuel into the sky while our fragile climate is in such a different stretch.
The conversation I said I would have lived in the city,
fight.
that's all it was about.
Yeah, because you guys aren't built for this shit. You fucking you get it all.
No, because city life sucks cock, dude. You should move to the middle of the country sometime and see how much more fun it is. All right.
No, living in the country in the suburbs is for fucking lamos.
One up each other.
Lamos.
Yeah, you're a lamo. You're a lamo. Figure it out.
So because I don't want to live in the city.
Shut up. Just shut your mouth. I'll donate you some hair, you fucking landing strip head faggot.
My kid doesn't want to live in the city either, but if good times lives in the country, it's fucking...
Well, you like nature, you like plants and fucking listen.
I'm banned from his stream forever now.
I just say I've done both. I've lived in the city.
One that bans people.
LDs. What did you live in Detroit? Like,
I just sit there arguing back and forth. Could just sit there dancing. Literally, it's a sim fight. Sim fight.
Lazy Cheetah said, LOLOL.
Me and you, we always have a wonderful time. I feel better whenever my number one's on my side. The way you look up at me with those big, beautiful eyes, it never fails to make me feel new and alive. My do or die. You're not quite like the rest. Wherever I go, I always got you right in my chest. You get a grip around my heart and then you tighten and clench. I never thought that I would ever find the best, but I did. You and your smooth white skin, pale as fuck. It's like the moonlight tint, and you're dangerous. You got a very dead stare, but I think it looks good with the cherry red hair. And you're a skinny bitch, but I don't give a shit. The love that we got for each other, no one can get rid of it. And everybody's sick of it, but fucking cause I really love it. And people stare at us because we always kiss in public. I love you, baby, shit, I feel like it was yesterday when we met and you started taking my breath away. It doesn't matter what the situation is, you have your way with it. You calm me down and help me fade the stress away. You're one of the best, I'm gonna love you to death, cause you're my number one. All you gotta do is just be by my side, and it makes my heart go bum bum. How you feeling? I'm feeling down, but I feel better when I take a look around. Cause I know you'll be there, doing all you can to help me out. And I just can't seem to get rid of this cloud. I'm feeling gray, I'm stressed and it's been a shitty day. But I know you'll never try to run away. I know you'll always stay. I love you cause I know you'll never stray. If I ever look alone, you tap my shoulder and say, hey. I met you back when I was 12, that was puppy loving. I didn't like you at first, I thought nothing of it. But age 15 we really started kicking it. Like every single fucking day I really got addicted quick. All the years I had to hide you from my mom. She used to get so furious to find you on my lawn. I come home smelling like you and blaming on someone else. But she knew I was lying the whole time, it was wrong but it's okay. Now it's kinda funny I would say. Look at us, we're doing it like 20 times a day. I'll stop whatever I'm doing and put it aside to make time for you. Because you're important, I'll come right away. We came a long way from skipping class together. I never knew that what we had would last forever. If I could go back in time and rewind to the beginning, I wouldn't. Because I couldn't really ask for better. You're just so good, so good. Everybody close to me is begging me to leave you cause you're no good, no good. But I don't really care what they say, they can blow wood. You go good with everything, you're never out of place. You make me red around the face, you're just simply a lover. I know we just did it, but can we do it again? Because I can't get enough of you, so can you give me another? How you feeling? I'm feeling down, but I feel better when I take a look around. Cause I know you'll be there, doing all you can to help me out. And I just can't seem to get rid of this cloud. I'm feeling gray, I'm stressed and it's been a shitty day. But I know you'll never try to run away.
Wait, let's just get a little bit hot. Either way, I'm about to bust out and come directly, especially in your eye, because I know your motherfucking fags are waiting there for the motherfucking be glad and the exclusion on your face. Either way, you just love the motherfucking taste.
You're really starting to show your true colors. I know what you can do, I've seen what you've done to others. Everybody told me that you were bad for my health, but I disregarded them and then tried it out for myself. The result of us being together is a bloody tissue. Nowadays, I don't see why anybody's with you. Bitch, you taking my money, you really cost a pretty penny. Shit, I feel like a dummy. I really thought that you were friendly, yet I stay away from the dozens of optional remedies and the bullshit alternatives that the doctor recommends me. Plus, my girl knows I'm seeing you again. She's becoming less and less lenient with it, and I can't even come up with a slightly plausible or relatively logical motherfucking reason that I've been. Remember when I used to share you with my friends? The list goes on, I don't know where it really ends. And now you got me coughing and huffing, hawking and puffing. I would stop, but I love it. I feel like shit, and I'm always running out of breath. Now I'm wheezing, and I ain't even in my 50s yet. So fuck you, bitch, and all the baggage you bring. Say no, somebody ever.
Fuck, let's just go. Either way, I'm just gonna motherfucking show yo bitch ass what the fuck's up. Either way, you're just a stupid ass fucking cuck that sits there and motherfucking cries about how much goddamn time I'll sit there and fucking troll you and blow your mind. Either way, just listen up. I'm about to say, fucking goddamn, you're a cuck. You'll have to sit there and suck a nut. Either way, you're just about to fucking bust and gut. I don't know.
Open up BOK ass, okay yeah. Profile picture looking tight yeah. Nice yeah, got your bio reading right yeah. Precise yeah, but before you find a date yeah, you gotta wait yeah. Gotta go vaccinate yeah, get it straight yeah.
Alright, listen, you probably think I'm anti-vax, but you be wrong. I'll tell you, that's an anti-fact. There's a lot of people close to me that had the vaccination. I'd be dumb to hope for something bad to happen after taking it. Loved ones in my family, like my girl and my mom did it. So I keep my fingers crossed and stay optimistic and positive. If the shit is fraudulent, I'll be deeply affected. Even though I didn't take it, so I keep peace and respect it. Believe me, I'm skeptic. There's parts of me that doubt it, yo. But I'm not standing in front of the doctor's offices and shouting no. All I can do is go to the bar and buy a couple of beers and look up to the sky and hope that they're fine in a couple years. I really mean it. It doesn't doesn't mean I'm gonna take it though. It's up to me if I want that shit inside me. You can't make me go. This ain't some sort of rebellion to stick it to the man. I just don't know what the hell you're sticking in me, man. Am I crazy for that? Do I sound insane to you? Do I read the ingredients every time I make some food? Not every time, but sometimes you bet your tail I do. I even read the pill bottles of all my medication too. Fucking shoot me. God, what a madman I am. I think he's crazy. Somebody schedule a CAT scan for Sam. He's out his mind. He's being so hesitant for nothing. He acts like he can't understand our president or something. It's not for your protection. You're protecting us, buddy. But if you already got it, you're protecting me, dummy. You're not gonna get infected. I'm not worried about getting it. So in the end, it doesn't really make a fucking difference if I get the shot or not. Plus, I've already been sick. You don't know how long that lasts. Well, neither do you, dipshit. I don't care what kind of prizes you have. Mayor de Blasio can shove his burgers and fries up his ass. Vaccination, you fucking weirdo. You really want me to get it? Offer me a beer, bro. I'm not a kid, you can't bribe me with a Happy Meal. You really think I saw that and was like, alright, that's a deal. Everybody's so offended by everything, but when we get treated like we're all idiots, no one says a thing. Imagine having to carry around a passport to travel within your own country. Now that's force. I know kids need one so they can go to school, but I shouldn't have to get one just to go to the pool. That's where I'm at. So go ahead and take it if you wish. I hope everything's okay and that it's straight and it's legit, and every COVID case that you come face to face with is dismissed.
Either way, you're ready. I'm just gonna go crazy and sit here and motherfucking go down. Either way, you're about to motherfucking get clowned. So you motherfucking don't fuck with me, because goddamn, you'll have to see. I'll straight slaughter any of you straight up, because I'm a G. And don't motherfucking sit there and motherfucking stare. Either way, I'm about to motherfucking blast you. Straight. Sir.
I'm like, huh? You should shut that ass up. You a stupid motherfucker. You should shut that ass up. Anything for some cash, yeah.
Hey Sam, you want to take a shot?
Did you guys just hear what I fucking said?
No, fuckface. This kind of shot. Yeah, asshole.
Oh, that kind of shot. Yes. Cut it. Let's get fucked up. Come on.
Back. I'm not gonna go either way. I'm just gonna go crazy. Even the fucking goddamn lady.
This is Redman 80 Bar Challenge. Let's go.
I know this is a late submission, but I saw Jarv do it in the way of spitting. Then he get up out of my seat and go straight to the kitchen and grab a handful of silverware and a couple of plates and dishes, cause I'm about to serve fools. I'm leaving them in grave condition. No, I didn't leave that whole part blank and missing because I couldn't think of anything to say. It's just that every once in a while I gotta take a break, a minute to get some breath and flick the sweat off and regain my rhythm. Cause I say so much in a small amount of time. When I draw out these rhymes, it gets hard to say it the exact way it was written. It's never enough. I'm far from a gimmick. I killed a lot of beasts, but they're trying to act like I didn't. Quit trying to walk tall, you're just a little smidgen. I'm known to make them fall short like a midget tripping. I bring major pain when I come to bust. If you think that you can hang, then you must be drunk. Shit, they know I don't play. I got humongous nuts like doing anal on a plane. I fuck shit up, bitch. What? You don't wanna fuck with me, ho? Taking a shot at you is like a fucking free throw. There's basically no defense. It's like punching a toddler. I'll lay you flat on the fucking floor with one clean blow and you won't get back up. If you do, then you'll stumble. I got social media trying to reduce me to rubble, trying to do it on the low and put super glue in my muzzle, but you'll never execute me, so get used to the struggle. TikTok's taking down these videos of mine, trying to undo what I did and remove my rhyme. Supposedly my content is way too sexual. I guess they didn't like the rooster line. How about another bird pun? Okay, I make these little chicken shits cluck and quack quack. When I spit, it's like bullets coming out. So when I rap, all these motherfuckers duck like Aflac. You're such a jackass, I should have done a horse joke. You really think you're entertaining, but I'm bored though. I'll grab your neck and choke you till you got a sore throat, and make you tap out on the ground in Morse code. Nobody's more dope than the man before you. I can never lose to you because I can't afford to. You're eating out of my palm, you're like a stray dog. I'ma make you my bitch before I hand you more food. My hands are torn loose cause I do this so much. My wrist get all stiffened up, then my fists go numb. I could smack you and I wouldn't even realize. Even when we're not rapping, I don't feel you guys. Yeah, motherfucking right, you ain't tough to fight. I'll fuck you up and tuck you in your bed like love unite. You want me to leave the light on or should I crack the door? Me and your mom will be right down the hall if you need a hug, alright? I'll be blowing her back out. You and her are kind of alike because you blow and you back out of anything that might be out of your comfort zone. That's why you'll always be stuck at home fucking 30 and miserable, dirty and dismal, trying to look yourself in the mirror to get some courage a little. But it's hard to see your reflection through all of the streaks on the glass from the past year where you squirted your pimples. You don't even clean your bathroom. You're worthless and pitiful and you never stick anything out. You're working in intervals. You can't even hold a job because it's a burden. It's difficult. What's the point of life if you don't have a purpose to stick to your goals?
I'm not like this is supposed to rhyme. Either way, it's my motherfucking goddamn crazy ass time.
In an attempt to see what they just missed, and if they do, they look past you and assume it was the win. Nobody fucking with me is a dead man. That's a promise if you ever go against Sam. I'll run you over with a Dodge Ram, then I'll break into your hospital room and shit in your bedpan. You don't compare to me, you're way less than. Stick to rapping to strangers on a webcam. Every song I drop reaches a lot of people and yours don't, so you get jelly when I spread jams. What up, Redman?
Calvin, can we watch it?
Man, you think I come in with man, I wish that I was just okay. Man, I wish that I was as smart as celebrities. Imagine having all that brain power. The things they can do in 1 minute. If I were to do
Need to take hours.
they're on a whole other level when it comes to being a bold intellectual, so intelligible. I have trouble keeping up with them. They have such big heads.
Your Discord. I'm motherfucker, let's just, you know what? I'm motherfucker, let's just open up. Either way, just give it up. Try to fucking bust rhyme. Either way, I'm going to show you how my mind motherfucking works. Either way, it's not a bird. It's a motherfucking goddamn bird. And either way, it's a motherfucking hard. You.
Ordinary civilians, look at the debt. We're buried in trillions. Their children are gonna be set, but yours, they ain't
Millions.
I don't know, man. Everyone has an opinion, but who in their right minds would trust somebody who acts for a living? The ones who are posting on Twitter, you ain't in my circle if you fake, are the same ones who take life advice from people that are literally two-faced. I got a toothache, cause I'm always biting my tongue. If I don't stop, I'll chew through the bitch. Yes, everybody has an opinion, but yours happens to be stupid as shit. The ones who live the most privileged life are the very last ones that should give advice. It's easy to tell little folks what to do when you're up top looking at the city lights. You and I are total polar opposites. I'm a nobody, no one knows I exist. You're a multi-million-dollar mogul making loads of money. If you want it, you buy it. I got a second guess myself if I wanna go splurge and buy Chick-fil-A. The amount I can save if I went to Wendy's is a big deal to me. It's like night and day.
Hey.
I'm broke as fuck and you feel rich. Nothing affects you the way it affects me, so I don't wanna hear your
Oh shit.
I don't buy any of your fake smile whenever you talk to the camera. Listen to you, I'd rather have
Grandma.
live in the bubble. It's been a minute since you've been through the struggle. Nobody asked you for your hand or to lend your help. If you want everything to be so equal, then hey, how about you spread the wealth? You got a lot, you don't need all that. Folks on the block, they could eat off that. Instead of endorsing people you don't know shit about, how about you fork it up and give a little back? I ain't talking about giving out turkeys.
I'm talking about bringing the rooms.
Handing out wads of relief instead of just interviewing. Look at all these activists. Y'all must be college graduates. I wonder what kind of law you practice. Or do you just study politics? I'm asking because you know so much. No, you don't. I speak on behalf of a vast majority. We don't want to hear you lecture us about shit. Don't act like you have authority. Just act accordingly. Stick to acting and rapping horribly. You're so detached from normalcy. Nothing you say is that important to me. I ain't talking about all of them though. This is just a select few. There's also a lot that work in silence, and just so you know, I respect you. The stage you accept your Oscar on ain't a platform for you to talk so long. Take your trophy and shove it up your ass, say thank you, and keep on walking along. The moment that I become famous and rich and I'm living the life of Riley, when it comes to politics, I'll shut the fuck up. Because I know that most situations won't apply to me.
What the fuck? We got him.
Fuck you.
Yeah, he's a thinker. Yeah, well, he's out here thinking.
Go fuck yourself.
You want us to kill him or pay him?
Launch.
Instagram, why did you shadow ban me, guys? It ain't a spam-related issue, nah, that can't be why. It must be my content. Must be too much for some, but don't you read my comments? People really love my stuff. I don't talk about race or politics or religion. I tell stories, dang it, that's all it is. I just like to entertain while I'm rocking a wicked rhythm. So what the hell are you gaining from blocking my shit from getting the amount of views it deserves? I abide the guidelines, and yet you make me sit out and reside by the sidelines. I see way worse things on a day-to-day basis. I don't see any shadow bans getting placed on their pages. I see videos of people getting run over with cars, motorcycle accidents where they get flung over the bars, pictures of dead fetuses to protest abortions. Ask me, I think that's sort of grotesque and morbid. Animals getting their heads smashed in to raise emotion. What the hell does that have to do with saving the ocean? That's okay with you? I'm ashamed of you. I've seen a woman give birth. Thanks to you. Yeah, I was scrolling through the gram one day and I seen this post of a woman popping a kid out her snacks like a piece of toast. And speaking of children, what about this fucking shit with all these mothers posting pictures of babies sucking their tits? You really think we take the time to read that big ass caption? Fuck no, we're trying to see inside nipple action. What about my balls? Can I post pictures of my testes? Because if it wasn't for those, you wouldn't have anyone to breastfeed. And don't get me started on these supermodels wearing dental floss G-strings, making their cooters wobble, but I'm not gonna get into all of that. Because the fact is, I love looking at that shit. I mean, come on. Who am I to freak out at a free peep show? So Instagram, for the love of God, please don't delete those. But if you're really gonna be all stand up and holy, you should do something about Danielle Bregoli. It's obvious you have an issue with my bad mouth, but Bad Baby can post pictures sticking her ass out. I find that kind of weird, and I'm not fronting either. Welcome to Instagram. We love slutty minors. Little girls posting twerking videos are okay, but as soon as I say fuck, Instagram goes, oh hey, can't do that. Sorry, doop-de-doop, your page is banned, and I think that's absolutely just fucking outrageous, man. I know it ain't the only way that I can make it big, but it's something that I had going, so it really makes me sick. You're really gonna shut me down and throw me in a ditch? Do you even fucking know what social media is? Well, I look at it like a toilet. You can scrub it and get down on your knees and scrape all the piss and crud off the lid. Take your sponge and wipe it off till it's 100%, and when you come back tomorrow, it's gonna be covered in shit. All I'm trying to say is that people never change. It'll always be the same, so chill out a little bit. I just wanted to rap. I don't know what got up your ass, but would you please give me your pass, because I'm about to kill shit. You'll regret this one day if you take away my platform, because I'm gonna be big as fuck, and everyone will be on my bills, Nick. There's a lot of terrible things on Instagram I see, so what the fuck is wrong with me?
That's some ill shit.
Yeah, well, I didn't fucking ask you.
The nutrients that they need.
I fucked up. Anything bigger than was outside.
identify with, but I'll tell you right now, I ain't
Moving behind this.
You can hate me and accuse me as crazy and come up with a bunch of different dumb excuses to say to me, but no matter what you think about this dude and this lady, that's
Rate of sexual abuse of a babe.
just because your nipples look like milk doesn't mean you'll be able to produce any milk from them. It's a baby, of course it's gonna latch to your udder. It
The
doesn't
motherfucker was just scoping out. Either way, it's method. Let's say fuck. I'm so motherfucking lazy. But either way, I don't give a fuck. You can call me crazy. Just stop. Magic.
Your kids licking hair and sweat off a bare chest, and I'm gonna question you to his parents.
Yes.
Of course I am. This is way past politics. No matter if you're left or right, this is bad, all of it. We used to care about the young and look out for their safety. Now as long as we're happy, fuck them, they don't count, they're babies. The man's a woman and the woman's a man, but the man had the baby cause only a woman can. And as soon as he gave birth and the baby came out, they switched back. See, do you hear how fucking crazy I sound? Ain't it funny? The ones who say follow the science seem to be the same ones that always defy it. I'm sorry if I get it wrong, it's complicated stuff. It's like we're all bored and now we're starting to make shit up. How far are we gonna let this go? That's an honest question. You can let me know
In the comment section.
I believe you should be who you want to be because this is the land of the free, but that's the wrong direction. That video was fucked up. I'll say it loud. If you think that's okay, fuck you. I'll say it proud. I'm just looking out for the baby, but watch. This is gonna be the video that ends up
Now.
but that's the world we live in. And this is what we get. A man's nipple and a baby's pucker lips. There's absolutely no point of doing it. It's sick. I mean, at that point, you might as well
Suck your dick.
Every night before I go to
Sleep.
sleep, I speak to the man that rules above.
above.
He helps get me through these trying times. He guides my way and gets me through the mud. As a mortal man, I put my life in your hands, cause I know you'll do everything to steer me straight. And because of that, a lot of people tell me that I'm wrong and they act like they're right, but it's clear they ain't. They smear your name, but I fear your reign. Some folks don't know how much you sacrificed, and when judgment day comes, they're gonna be sorry, cause they're all gonna have to pay a massive price. But I won't, cause I live with you. No matter how many of my peers doubt me, every breath I take and every step I make is in
You
your name.
don't change, dear Fauci.
Easter's coming up. Do you think
You
that I
love
can
you,
stay with
little
my
ones.
Maybe open up the window, let the wind blow, maybe swing the air, mix it up some. I was kidding too. It's just a little joke. I would never disapprove. I already put the chair 6 feet apart and cut a little hole in my mask big enough to get my spoon through. Yup. Yes, my lord. Vaccine cards are gonna get checked at the door. I don't care if my brother, my father, my mother doesn't have it. If they don't, they can go next door. They're not welcome at my table. I don't care if you've already had it. There ain't nothing you can tell me. This is fatal. I ain't buying into the junk that Trump sold you. Chump, fuck your narrative. I'm not gonna help you.
Stable.
They don't even have their booster shots. They're my family and I love them to death, but they're gonna kill me if I let them in. Should I do it or not? And my friend keeps trying to convince me that he's fine because he's been vaccinated, but it isn't the same. He only got 2 shots. That was 6 months ago. You gotta get 3. Now the definition is changed. You better stop bitching because you might need 4. Maybe every quarter of
Anymore.
Why would you ask questions at a time like this? I mean, I could lose
Liquor store.
always talking about natural immunity, vitamin C and capsules of glutamine, water and exercise, going to the gym and eating healthy, zinc and potassium.
Making new weed.
He probably loves Joe Rogan, and that's why his views are inapt. I mean, fucking immune systems? How
What is that? Well knows, yeah. Actually, I don't know. Maybe a long time ago.
Misfortune and doom. This is apples and oranges, a fork and a spoon. Just 2 different things that you can't even compare. And if you want to go there, you're
Do.
probably doesn't watch the news. He probably does his own research. He's a doctor too. Thinks critically, informs an opinion to the best of his advantage. I mean, I can't even
To you.
Have you not seen the SNL skits?
SNL, bitch.
Piece of shit, don't even go there. I know you've heard the songs with Stephen Colbert. I know you've seen all of those vaccine musicals on the late night shows. How could you not? And if you don't believe those, I don't think
Without you, won't.
Nah, fuck the AIDS pandemic. That was way back in the 80s, man, forget it. I don't care that you got everything wrong back then, too. This is like way damn different. I'm willing to give you a second chance and a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Man, I don't like to get into the technical shit. Just tell me how many more injections to get. Gain of function. That's just Republicans saying some dumb shit. I don't count that. Fuck it. It's not about how many mistakes you make. It's when you make a mistake and how you bounce back from it. And you're real fucking good at that. There's so many things that have come to light. You could probably do something horrible like kill a dog and nobody.
Alright.
I don't mind if you butchered beagles. You can murder my grandma. I wouldn't look at it as evil as long as one of them doesn't do it with their careless actions. Maskless, ruthless people. Like folks don't believe All the faith and the trust is gone. I don't care that you put hounds 6 feet deep in the ground. I always root for the underdog. Alright, I'm done fucking around. Insanity is doing the same thing again and again and then expecting a different result. That's not the exact definition of the word. It was Einstein's, but it makes sense, so it holds. Look, if I was your fitness coach and I was giving you routines to get to your goals, but you kept getting fatter and you weren't getting thinner, would you keep paying for it? No. Or better yet, what if I was your physician and you came to me with a sickness and I'm supposed to fix it and I gave you a bunch of prescriptions and they didn't work over the course of 2 years? Would you find someone different? I think there's a good chance you would, and if you wouldn't, guess what? It's your choice, and that's the good thing about living in America.
Okay. We have choice.
This has been a pain in the ass for everybody. It's really been a bitch from the start. But how many times you gotta get fucked before you realize they don't have your best interests at heart? Sick as a motherfucker. I'm so descriptive, every flow I spit is so legit. It's like watching a flick when I cut a verse. The moment you open the shit that I posted, it's just like a motion pic. No one script is coming close to this. I'm like a film when I rap, cause I'm real and I keep it rolling, bitch. My shit is so universal. It's easy to try and relate. I'm just trying to make my dream work. So as soon as they open the Lion's Gate, it's over for y'all. I do it for pussy. I learned how to rap just to pork your mother. I made a movie with your sister. She's about to be famous. I told her to Warner Brothers. You're just a corner cutter, never been a hustler. You were born a sucker. You just make up excuses so you don't have to do shit. It's always one fucking thing or another. I want it more than others, so I'm up early in the morning while you lay dormant under the covers. Always lying down, you gotta give this prick a Viagra pill just to force them upwards. I'm cold as fuck, I freeze water when I walk in this bitch. That's why your girl has a frozen pussy, cause I make her wet when I talk my shit. Took her home and then I hit it so hard that I broke it to pieces like Sub-Zero. Then she got on top and after she got done I gave the ride a review like Doug DeMiro. The ladies like getting undressed and showing their breasts. They send me nudes and I really like it. It's very inspiring, it motivates me and gets me moving. They ask me to send something back and I say okay, I guess I'll do it, but it's kinda small so you gotta zoom to see me jerk off like Jeffrey Toobin.
I didn't think I was on the call. I didn't think other people could see me.
You
So-
thought that you had turned off your camera?
Correct.
Of the surfaces, and that ruins the integrity of the model, particularly for 3D printing. The next part of the terminology is parametric, but that just means that the models are derived from parameters. All of the parameters or steps that we've taken to create the model will be listed down the side of the interface, or in the case of Fusion 360, along the bottom. For instance, to make this simple 3D cube, there are 3 steps. The first is a dimension 2D sketch. We then make it 3D by extruding it up a certain height, and then finally we apply a fillet to make the corners round. The major advantage of using a parametric modeler is that we can change these parameters whenever we like. For instance, I'm going to make this cube only 50 instead of 100, and after we save our change, we can see our 3D model is rebuilt with the new parameters, and this approach makes our models infinitely editable. For complicated models, we can end up with a very long list of steps used to create them, but with a parametric modeler, at any point we can go back to any of these steps and edit the dimensions to make adjustments. Save the change and everything will rebuild with the new parameter. And this is why I think parametric solid 3D modelers are best for 3D printing. We tend to make iterations that hone in on the perfect fit, so this type of CAD lets us easily update the design. We've narrowed down to one category, but which one will we choose for this series? I've used each of these, some more than others, and the CAD package I actually learnt on at university was SolidWorks. For professional use, it's ludicrously expensive, but occasionally there are offers for hobbyists to use the program free of charge, but this is not guaranteed, so we'll move on. Autodesk Inventor is another option I've used quite a bit, previously creating tutorials for F1 in schools. It's free for education, but not intended for free hobbyist use. A free option that seemed to be divisive is FreeCAD. It's the only option here that is 100% free, and not only that, it's actually open source as well. However, for every person praising FreeCAD, there was another claiming it was limited, buggy, or had a poor interface. And previously when I tested it, it didn't quite have what I needed. On this list, by far the most popular is Autodesk Fusion 360. And I think the biggest selling point is the different environments that you can switch to for different types of work. That includes a nice set of CAM tools for CNC routing and milling, but since we're focusing on 3D printing, they're not as attractive here. An issue that I've seen discussed by those that use it for personal use is the cut down of the free features available for such an account. Perhaps the most relevant is the limit to having 10 active documents, meaning for a frequent user, you have to manage your projects between active and inactive states to keep within the limit. So out of these available options, for this tutorial series, what we're actually choosing is Onshape. The poll comments were also favourable to Onshape, and it's the one that I'm most familiar with too. It's impossible for everyone to be happy with this decision, but Onshape does have a range of attractive features that I think will appeal to most people, so let's go through some. First and foremost is accessibility, with Onshape running completely out of your browser. This means once you've made an account, you can access all of your models from any computer just by logging in. It doesn't matter if you're on Windows, Mac, Linux, or anything else. To add to that, there's also apps available for Android and iOS, and surprisingly these are fully featured. On a tablet with a bigger screen, it's feasible to actually create files and edit, with all of the regular tools being present, but modified to work without right-click. However, on a phone is where I found this most useful. If I'm out buying hardware for a project, I can inspect the model and take measurements to make sure I get the right parts. Of course, this cloud-based accessibility requires a stable internet connection, and if you don't have that, this will be an obvious deal breaker for you. Next up, improvements, and since you're logging into a website, updates to the software are automatic. You'll just see a little notification in the top right telling you that there's new features, and you can click to see the list if you're interested. Next up, stability and redundancy. And I've been using Onshape for more than 5 years now, and I've never experienced a single crash. This compares very favorably to other CAD programs. And in terms of redundancy, every single change that you make is automatically saved. This includes if you're halfway through a sketch and lose internet connection, what you had so far will be waiting for you when you're back online. There's also a versioning system, and every single change you've ever made to your document is automatically saved, so even if you make a huge error, it's possible to go back in time and restore to a previously good state. Next up, collaboration and organization. The interface is very much like Google Drive. All of your projects will be listed, and you can make folders if you like to organize them, as well as assigning labels. And just like Google Docs, you can share your projects with other people to collaborate. This part in grey was designed by my best friend David, and he shared it with me to check before he commenced 3D printing. If we like, we can both work on it at the exact same time, just like with Google Docs. And when a project is finished and it comes time to publish it, you can use the share feature to your advantage. We can set the document so anyone with the link can view as well as export individual parts in a format of their choice, and pasting this into a file sharing site means you don't need to export all of your parts in step format. So quality of life is a strong attraction, and that extends into the help and support. For any particular tool, if we hover the mouse over long enough, we'll get a short summary, and from within that tool, there'll be a question mark that opens a link to a dedicated help page. We can click our platform and find step-by-step instructions, and almost always there's a video example that's concise and shows the tool in action. So what about the actual CAD? The first thing to know is that Onshape was founded by a team that in part contains CEOs from SolidWorks, so the foundation is credible. So far, I've yet to start a project where I felt limited by Onshape. It's quick and easy for simple projects, exporting beautiful STLs for 3D printing, and if you're using it for laser cutting, you can right-click on any surface and export as a DXF. I've also been able to successfully complete complex engineering projects. These include the creation and dimensioning of complex geometry, and creating assemblies with mates that simulate gears and moving parts to check for clearance. And if you do find a feature missing, there's a good chance someone in the community has created it with what's called feature script. Think of these like plugins to add additional functionality. This particular project used feature script to be able to add NACA aerofoil profiles. This one I used to create spur gears, and this handy feature script models extruded aluminium profiles based off just a straight line. To further extend our functionality, we have the App Store. Some of these are free and some of them are paid, and they add functionality such as rendering and simulation to Onshape. Examples of apps I've covered before include SimScale, which I used for computational fluid dynamics, Cardassia, which I've used to make rendered animations to explain concepts and processes on the channel, and Kirimoto, which offers a simplified CAM environment for CNC milling, 3D printing, as well as laser cutting. Sounds good, so what's the catch? Why is it free? Not many things in life are actually free, so what's the catch here? For all of the pay software we've looked at, they generally have a free version for students, with the hope of building brand loyalty and converting to a professional account when they're older. And for software like Fusion 360, the deal is similar, where the user can use most of the software, but limitations are in place to make them consider paying for a fuller version. With Onshape, our free version comes with one caveat, and that it only allows us to create public data. Beyond that, there's no limitations in terms of functionality. So what does public data actually mean? If we go to the public tab, we'll see a random selection of what other people are working on. However, most of these will be shown here because the author has linked to them in a forum or somewhere else. If someone malicious was trying to find your project to rip it off, they would firstly need to know that it exists and then search for it from the search bar. So if you care about keeping your projects anonymous, simply give them a title that's not particularly descriptive. It's worth noting too that if someone does find your public documents, it will be view only, and they can make a copy to edit themselves, but they can never edit your actual model. Nothing here is as free as FreeCAD, but personally this compromise with Onshape doesn't really concern me. With all of that out of the way, let's get started. Let's quickly cover how to make our free Onshape account. They want you to pay money, so the right place to click isn't necessarily that obvious, but we're going to start by coming to request a trial. We'll ignore the professional dialogue and come down to hobbyist and click get free Onshape for makers. We fill out the form with our details. A confirmation email will be sent to us, which we click to finish creating our account. When you first log in, you'll have this interface, except you won't have any projects listed. And the one thing you probably want to do before you get designing is to come up to your username and then go to My Account. We have superficial things like changing usernames and profile pictures, and we also have a section where we can turn off notifications, but by far the most useful is when we come to Preferences. Here we can set our language, but vitally the type of units we want, whether we're using millimeters for metric or something imperial. Beyond this, most of the default settings will be fine, but we do have extra options for how the mouse works, as well as what shortcuts appear on the toolbars. That's it, super easy to get started, and in the next episode we'll design our first part, and then build in complexity from there, learning more about how to model complex objects, until we hopefully achieve some sort of mastery. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy 3D modeling.
G'day, it's Michael again. If you liked the video, then please click like. If you want to see more content like this in future, click subscribe, and make sure you click on the bell to receive every notification. If you really want to support the channel and see exclusive content, become a patron. Visit my Patreon page. See you next time. Receive every notification. If you really want to support the channel and see exclusive content, become a patron. Visit my Patreon page.
3D design for 3D printing tutorial number 1. Today we make a simple tool holder using constrained sketches and extrusions. This video is part of a series on using 3D design for 3D printing using a free Onshape account. I'll link the playlist and the first episode below so you know how to make an account and set up your units. The focus today is to design a simple tool holder, and to do that we'll learn how to create a 2D sketch, constrain it, and then extrude it to give it thickness. When I got this set of Allen keys, they didn't come with any type of case. So I designed and 3D printed one, a simple design that we're going to base today's tutorial on. This design will adapt to more than just Allen keys. Anything that has a thin handle and a thicker head will be suitable. Screwdrivers fit this description as well, so I'll be designing a holder for them in this video. Before we hit up CAD, we need to take some measurements, and a ruler is the bare minimum, but I'd highly recommend investing in a cheap set of digital calipers. I've got links for some in the description below. Lay out all of your tools and measure the thickness of the narrowest part. I'd recommend arranging the tools in the order that you plan to store them and writing down the measurements in this same order on a piece of paper. It's also worth measuring the thickest part of the diameter, as this will help with spacing. Finally, wherever you plan to mount the tool, take a ruler, get the bench thickness if you need to, but also put that ruler in place and work out roughly where the tools will sit so you can get an idea of how wide your tool holder will be. Because we're 3D printing, we have some design considerations. You need to be aware of your 3D printer's volume, as that will dictate the maximum size of the part you can design. And while we're designing, we need to think about leaving a flat surface to touch the bed, which way we're going to orient the print for maximum strength, and in this orientation, trying to avoid support by considering our overhangs. So after we've logged into Onshape, we're going to come up to the upper left and click on Create and then Document. You can have multiple models inside the same document, so I'm simply going to call mine a general name like tool holders. We can now click Create. The first thing I recommend you do is get familiar with the camera controls. You can use the scrolling function on your mouse or touchpad to zoom in and out, hold down the right button to orbit the camera, and hold down the scroll wheel to pan, or alternatively hold down Control and use the right clicker to pan. You'll also notice a view cube in the upper right corner, and we can click on any surface to face it, as well as using these buttons to rotate the camera. A handy shortcut if you've zoomed in too far and can't find your model is F for Fit. Along the top are all of our tools that we will discover over time, and on the left hand side is our feature tree. There's nothing there at the moment, so let's start our first sketch by coming up and clicking Sketch. A sketch in Onshape is just like a sketch in real life. It's flat and two-dimensional, and the first thing Onshape needs to know is exactly where we want to position this 2D sketch. If we had a model partially built, we could place the sketch on any of the flat surfaces, but since we don't, we'll use one of the provided planes, and we're going to click on the top plane to begin sketching. A common mistake people make is hitting the tick because they think they're confirming a sketch, but this is really telling Onshape that you're finished with the sketch, so don't hit the tick until later on. If you do hit it by accident, we can edit any feature in the feature tree by simply double clicking it. Time to start drawing, and I'm going to press the N key to spin the camera to face the sketch directly, and I'm going to press the P key to hide the planes. Doing so will toggle them on and off. I'm going to come up to my sketch toolbar and select the default corner rectangle. I'm then going to snap to the origin and draw the outline of my tool holder. At this stage, I'm not worried about dimensions. Let's draw some cutouts with the circle tool. The shortcut is C. In my case, I know I need 6 circles, so I'm going to draw those roughly in place as well. First click for the center, a second click for the perimeter. So it's time to introduce a very important concept, and that is constraining sketches. And we'll notice that some of our lines are black, whereas others are blue. The blue lines are unconstrained, which means we can click and drag them, and the aim is to get them all black to make the sketch fully constrained. Fully constrained means there's only one way the geometry can be interpreted. To help with this, we're going to use a construction line. So I'll come up to the line tool, and then we'll notice this icon here that says construction with the keyboard shortcut Q. We can press the Q key to toggle any line between construction and normal. Let's come down and snap to the midpoint, indicated by the square under the cursor and the floating midpoint icon, and then we'll move the cursor across and snap the other side of the line on the right hand boundary. To exit any tool, we can then press Escape. What we can now do is constrain the center point of all of these circles to be on this construction line, meaning they'll all be aligned. Across the right hand side are all of our constraint tools, and we're going to use the first one, Coincident, that has the keyboard shortcut I. As you're about to see, this makes 2 sketch items join to the same point. So I'll now click the center point of the circle, and then the construction line, and we can see that it will move to snap. We'll then repeat this for the other circles, which makes us key to toggle any line between construction and normal. Let's come down and snap to the midpoint, indicated by the square under the cursor and the floating midpoint icon, and then we'll move the cursor across and snap the other side of the line on the right hand boundary. To exit any tool, we can then press Escape. What we can now do is constrain the center point of all of these circles to be on this construction line, meaning they'll all be aligned. Across the right hand side are all of our constraint tools, and we're going to use the first one, Coincident, that has the keyboard shortcut I. As you're about to see, this makes 2 sketch items join to the same point. So I'll now click the center point of the circle, and then the construction line, and we can see that it will move to snap. We'll then repeat this for the other circles, which makes our sketch a lot neater. Time to get our design the right scale, and to do that we're going to use perimeter. So it's time to introduce a very important concept, and that is constraining sketches. And we'll notice that some of our lines are black, whereas others are blue. The blue lines are unconstrained, which means we can click and drag them, and the aim is to get them all black to make the sketch fully constrained. Fully constrained means there's only one way the geometry can be interpreted. To help with this, we're going to use a construction line. So I'll come up to the line tool, and then we'll notice this icon here that says construction with the keyboard shortcut Q. We can press the Q key to toggle any line between construction and normal. Let's come down and snap to the midpoint, indicated by the square under the cursor and the floating midpoint icon, and then we'll move the cursor across and snap the other side of the line on the right hand boundary. To exit any tool, we can then press escape. What we can now do is constrain the center point of all of these circles to be on this construction line, meaning they'll all be aligned. Across the right hand side are all of our constraint tools, and we're going to use the first one, Coincident, that has the keyboard shortcut I. As you're about to see, this makes two sketch items join to the same point. So I'll now click the center point of the circle and then the construction line, and we can see that it will move to snap. We'll then repeat this for the other circles, which makes our sketch a lot neater. Time to get our design the right scale, and to do that we're going to use the dimension tool. It's in the middle of the toolbar and the keyboard shortcut is D. Let's firstly dimension the thickness of our holder by clicking on the vertical line, moving the mouse out to the side and clicking a second time. I know I'm aiming for roughly 40mm, so that's what I'm going to type in. We can see that the whole sketch has scaled to match this new dimension of 40mm. Now I'm going to add the dimensions for each of the cutouts for my screwdriver holder. The dimension tool is still active because it's highlighted blue, so I can simply click on the outside of the circle and then a second click off to the side to dimension the diameter. My largest screwdriver was 6.2mm. I don't want the fit to be too tight, so I'm going to make the cutout for it 7.5mm, just over a millimeter of extra clearance. And of course, we now repeat the dimensioning for the other cutout circles, adding the same amount of clearance for each one. At this point, I realize I actually had 7 screwdrivers, so I'll press C for the circle tool and come back and draw the extra one. So we have our general shape, but how far apart should these be? Hopefully, like me, you also measured the diameter of the handles. So now I'm going to represent that by drawing another circle. I want this one to be a construction line as it's just a guide, so I'm going to press Q to toggle the line, and I can click to complete the circle. After we dimension it, we can see that things are a bit tight. Remember that everything blue is unconstrained, and we can click and drag them into a better position. Let's now press D to add some dimensions and finalize the sketch. I'll click on the center of the circle and then on the vertical line. That lets me dimension between the two, and I'll make this a nice round number in 15. I'm happy with the spacing for the first one, so now I can repeat this process for the other tools. Draw a construction line around the outside and dimension it to represent the widest part, and then set a dimension to set the spacing between each tool. Fast forward and we're almost done. We can see that almost everything is black. Now's a good time to double check your measurements, and I realized I've made a mistake. So now we can point out that by double clicking on any dimension, we can edit it. This gap feels a little tight on the side here, so I'm going to expand that and add my final dimension on the right hand side to fully constrain the sketch, as indicated by every single line being black instead of blue. So now I can hit tick to finish the sketch. So we can see that our geometry is completely two-dimensional, so let's take the next step and make it three-dimensional. To do this, we're going to come up to the button next to sketch, which is extrude, and the keyboard shortcut is Shift E. This blue box here is prompting us to click on the regions that we want to extrude, and it should be a simple matter of a single click, and that has selected the internal part of our sketch, and it's giving us a preview as to how it will look with the default thickness of 25mm. If we want to do it by eye, we can drag the arrow. However, most of the time you'll want to type in an exact measurement, so that's what I'm going to do. When we're happy, we click the tick again. Now that we have our first solid body, we have our first part appear on the parts list. I'm going to right click on this and rename it, and in my case call it screwdriver holder. Now our design's looking a little bit blocky, so let's add some fillets or curves to these two external edges. The first option is to edit the sketch and use the inbuilt sketch fillet tool. We then click on the corners we want to fillet and add a dimension. Everything will update and include our new fillets. I'm going to undo that from the upper left and show you the second way, which is adding a fillet to a solid rather than a sketch. This works much the same way. We simply click the two edges and then input our radius. Hit the tick to confirm and we end up with the same result. If you're unsure of your measurements and spacing at this point, here's how you can print a quick prototype to test the fit. So what we're going to do is edit our extrude and make the thickness very thin, 0.6 millimeters, which is only 3 layers thick for a typical 0.2 millimeter layer height. Time to download a file ready to 3D print. We're now going to right click, come to export, and make sure our format is on STL or whatever other format you print with. The fine preset for resolution will give the best quality, and you should double check your units as well. Click OK and we'll see the STL will download almost instantly. A test print like this is very fast and uses very little filament. And in my case, I was able to confirm that I was happy with the spacing. However, one of the flathead screwdrivers was a little bit wide and this hole needed to be expanded. We are getting close, so let's add a mounting boss. So we can hold our tools, but we have no way to mount the holder. We're going to build onto our design, and let's look at a couple of ways to do that. We're going to start a new sketch, and the first way is to add on to the shape by replicating my Allen key holder. So this time, instead of a plane, I'm going to click to draw on the bottom face, press N to get the camera facing the...
You're sketching it on shape and you're wondering just what all those buttons do. Let me show you. In this video, we're going to learn about sketching, dimensions and constraints by creating a simple object that has a lot of shapes, a domino. Let's begin. So we've created our new document and we end up with the default screen. We're going to go ahead and start our first sketch. In the previous video, we clicked on a plane and that will work just fine, but I have created another part here just to show you that despite the fact you can click on a plane, it's not the only way to do things. Watch as I hover over the different surfaces. Anything flat will come up and we're able to sketch on it instead. Anything curved like this will not highlight and therefore we can't draw on it. So we could, if we wanted, draw this sketch on here. We can hit the X to delete that and instead draw it on here. Doesn't matter that the edges are broken or curved, as long as there is a flat surface somewhere we can use it to sketch on. Now that that demonstration is over, I'm going to delete everything I had done up to that point. And we'll start our sketch again. This time we're going to draw on the top plane. We can click it here, we can also click it over on the feature tree. I'm going to spin the camera around, I'm going to use the P shortcut to hide my planes. And the first thing I'm going to do is to use a normal rectangle and draw the outline of our domino. You'll notice that everything is blue at the moment. That means it is unconstrained. If you're just doing a shape so you're trying to get it visually correct, then that is perfectly fine, that is enough. But if you're going to be manufacturing, the aim is to get everything black. What does it mean when everything's black? It means it can't be interpreted in more than one way. It means it's not ambiguous. Right now, if I drag one of the corners, we'll see that the proportions can change entirely. We're going to start to fix this by coming up to the dimension tool. I'm going to give a width and a height for our domino. So I'm going to make this one 60 by 30. Okay, so we've set the width and the height, and you might be thinking, well, what else can you do? It still hasn't turned black. If we drag this now, we'll see that the problem is, although we've defined the width and height as exact things, overall the rectangle is not defined. The easiest way to fix this is to drag the corner to origin. Everything now turns black and we know that it's now locked to that spot. Dragging will no longer have any effect. The next thing we're going to do is to split our domino in half. So we're going to draw a line and we're going to use Onshape's built-in snapping, which the cursor changes as I head towards the midpoint. There we are. And we have a little logo next to the mouse cursor as well.
Fuck.
As it stands, this is going to split our domino into two halves. Really what we want this to be is just a guideline. Onshape has something inbuilt for that. We can click on it and then come up the top and we have a button for construction lines. The Q keyboard key is a shortcut to toggle any line to be a construction. You can do it after it's drawn or before you're drawing. We're now going to draw the circles on the face of our domino. So we'll come up to the circle tool, and we're not going to pay too much attention to positioning and size, but we're going to go for 3 on the top and 4 down the bottom. At this point, I'm only going to dimension one of them. We can click the toolbar at the top or hit the D key on the keyboard. I'll go for a nice round number of 5. You might have noticed all these buttons pass the regular tools in Onshape. If you can't see them and your window is too small, or maybe your resolution is a little bit lower, you'll notice that they do collapse into this drop down here. So if you can't see them across, hit the little drop down and you'll get to all of them. These are called constraints. These are very important for being efficient and saving time and getting the correct geometry. This is a perfect example here. We want all of our circles to be the exact same size, but it would be very tedious to go through and dimension them all to be 5. Also think of the scenario where we want to change them to be 6 after making it because it didn't look quite right. We have to come back and edit the number for 7 in this case. What's much more efficient is to click them one at a time and then come up and use the equals constraint. As soon as I click this, they'll all be locked to the same 5. If I update this to 4, they all shrink because they're locked to be equal. Although we've set the diameter for all of our circles, we have not done anything to constrain the center point, so they remain blue and we can drag them around individually. We're going to try and use constraints to get our geometry how we want it as quickly as possible. We can press L for line and then Q to toggle construction lines, and we're going to draw an X across each one. The key constraint that we haven't used yet is the coincident constraint. It ensures 2 things touch each other, and it's the one on the left hand side. We click on the center of our circle and then the line, it makes sure that they touch. We're going to repeat for all of them. This middle circle, we're going to use a slightly different constraint. Because we want it to lie on the exact halfway point of these, we're going to use the midpoint one. We click it, center of the circle, and then the line, and it locks it into place. We have our first black, fully constrained circle. The next step is to get all of our dots aligned. For this, we have horizontal and vertical constraints. We click on the center point of the 3 circles on the left-hand side, and then click the vertical constraint. They all move into position. We're going to repeat this with the circles on the right-hand side. We're now going to do the horizontal circles from left to right. Once again, we click on the center point and then the horizontal constraint. Let's do a drag test. That looks pretty good. The reason they still move is because we haven't defined how far we want them from the edge. To do that, we're going to draw one last construction line. Then we're going to come up to the dimension tool or press D and give this a measurement. I'm going to choose 6. Okay, you'll notice everything has turned black. We have achieved our desired geometry. The next part we're going to do is a little line that is an indented divider between the 2 halves of the dominoes. So we're going to zoom in and we're going to start with a rectangle, just getting it roughly in position. And then the next thing we're going to do is to use our 3-point arc tool to round the edges. This first one I'm going to get purposely wrong. I'm going to snap it to the 2 corners, but I'm going to make it really bulging so I can show you the next type of constraint. A really handy one that you use all the time is the tangent constraint, and that means that 2 round things or something straight and something round come smoothly out of each other. If I click it and then the arc and the line adjacent, see that it smooths it out and does it perfectly for me. When I draw the second one, I'm going to let Onshape do this for me automatically the first time. You can see the icon near the mouse coming up for the tangent, which means it's made that constraint automatically. We don't want these 2 lines here, so we're going to learn a new tool, which is the trim tool. We're going to click on it, hover over the line, it turns orange, and then we know when we click, it's going to delete that line. Let's do a drag test. Okay, we can see that we've still got a little bit of work to do. We're going to learn another new constraint, which is the symmetric constraint. For this one, we're going to click the center, and this acts like a mirror, which means the next two objects that we click will be perfectly symmetrical either side. Let's do another drag test. Okay, we're getting much closer. Next thing I'm going to do is draw another construction line. I'm going to do it from the center of here to the center of this original construction line.
That's fine, do this.
The final thing to do is another midpoint constraint, and we're going to
I thought that I had.
Remember your fucking lines. I got a bunch of motherfuckers coming up to me and trying to play me the music, and when I hear it, I'm like, what's that? Man, get up off my nutsack. I'm not gonna be nice, fuck that. I'm not gonna try to act like I think that it's dope when it's really not. That shit sucks ass. Somebody needs to do it. Somebody needs to tell them. Why don't I be the one to do it? I'll fucking never. I'll get rid of them and send them to the bench where they belong. I don't gotta do nothing, just fucking listen to my songs and you're bound to understand. Ain't nobody fucking with the Sam. I kick it like a bucket, bitch, I'm grand. I've been thinking they'll be coming to ghostwriter, cause all I gotta do is write a bunch of dumb shit with the crayon. Come and get some. Damn, I ain't feeling you. Rapping is a hobby to you, and that's why I'm killing you. It's more like a religion for me. That's why when I spit on these beats, it sounds like I ain't even trying, cause I'm just chilling. Do my flow go stupid? Yeah, I really do. Dumber than the girl that did her hair with Gorilla Glue. You really think you ill, but you a silly dude that's built to lose. You chilling, crews of imbeciles and fools too little to fill my shoes. What you finna do? Nothing. I'm in a coupe drunk, listening to foosh niggas sipping gin and juice, bumping, running over shit, but I can barely notice it because the sub is hitting harder than a fucking open fist. I got a hoe sitting up front, blowing dick, hitting potholes on purpose, giving her broken ribs. Every time I pass one and I run through with the center console, jabs her in the stomach and she yells I'm choking. Quit. When I drop her off her eyeliners running, she ain't crying, she was polishing my 9-iron. Cousin had her in the back screaming like a giant choir, humming, coming all over the car like it was mine, but it wasn't. I stole it from my neighbor. A battle with me is like getting rolled up by a gator, being pulled apart like a junkyard full of cars. Thought I told you all, I can make them fold up like a paper. My motive is my anger. Every time I flow, this shit's a banger. So they know me from Dakota to Decatur, from the pole to the equator. I'll be here for a minute. You're gonna come and go before anyone notices. Like, oh, I'll see you later. Show me who is greater. Homie, this is poetry and flavor. You can get it if you want it. Tell me where. We can meet her. You can stay at your abode and get it catered, and I'll bring it to your door like I'm a home decorator. I'll never throw a bone to a hater. So you can say all you want in the comments, but I never really get much hate anyways. Cause I mean, hey, I'm awesome.